I'm going to take you through the process of how I made this comic book cover graphic for my son's birthday in Photoshop. I cut out my son's pose from the original image, copy and pasted it into the background that I slowly created. I started out with a comic book themed texture and slowly built around this. I would then add a comic book city background. I wanted my son to look as if he was in this environment, so I had to scale the city background to a size that made sense. When scaled to the appropriate size, there wasn't enough background to fill the image, so I used generative fill to create the rest of the background. After getting the city background together, I played around with different modes to enable both the city buildings and comic book texture background to blend together. Next, I brought in the best quality PNG of the Spider-Man text logo that I could find. There was some checkered background in this file that I needed to get rid of, so I used the levels to make the background white overall around the logo. Using the white eyedropper, I clicked on the gray box, then I used the magic wand tool to select all the white around the logo, to then delete. Now I had the logo separated but needed to cut out the white inside the text, as you can see. For this, I just used the pen tool to cut these parts out. I placed the text at the very top, which is the usual composition for a comic book cover. And to note, I'm referencing Spider-Man comic covers while I'm making this. I took from one of the vintage Spider-Man comic book covers and used this part to place into my graphic. This would show the price, the issue date, and number of the comic book. Here I thought it would be fun to do a bit of personalizing to be relative to the birthday boy. I added some comic book font text inside a comic book like bubble and box to make this graphic a bit playful and cute in a way, as I think my son looks too cute in his costume. He looks so serious. And lastly, just to mention, bada is the word my son uses when referring to spider. And let me say, he incorporates this into everything he says. And that's how I made this comic book cover graphic for my son's birthday in Photoshop.